Sailors during the Age of Discovery survived on hardtack, rock-hard biscuits baked to last for years. These biscuits often became infested with weevils, so sailors would knock them to shake out the bugs before eating. Life at sea was harsh. Food was bland, water spoiled quickly, and scurvy was a constant threat. Ships were packed with barrels of salted meat, dried fish, beans, and cheese, all crammed into every inch below deck. The hold was a dark maze of supplies, and the crew slept wherever they could find space, often exposed to the elements. Every voyage required meticulous planning. Organizers had to secure funding, hire crews, and stock up on everything from food to spare sails and trade goods. These expeditions were massive business ventures with enormous risks: shipwreck, mutiny, and the possibility of vanishing without a trace. Yet the promise of adventure and riches drove men to endure these hardships. The ship was more than a vessel. It was a floating warehouse, fortress, and home. The success of these journeys depended on careful preparation and the resilience of the crew. Despite the dangers, these voyages opened up the world, connecting distant lands and peoples. The risks were high, but the potential rewards were even greater. Early ships were built for calm waters, not the wild Atlantic. The need for exploration led to the invention of the caravel, a revolutionary ship. Caravels were smaller, lighter, and combined square sails for speed with lateen sails for maneuverability. This allowed sailors to zigzag against the wind and explore coastlines and rivers. The hull was sturdy yet shallow, perfect for both ocean storms and shallow waters. Caravels like Columbus's Niña and Pinta made transoceanic voyages possible. For the first time, sailors could venture far from the coast, confident in their ship's abilities. The caravel was the era's spaceship, unlocking the world for exploration. Without it, the Age of Discovery might never have happened. It was the key to mapping and connecting the globe. The caravel changed history by making the impossible possible. What drove men to risk everything at sea? 3 things: spices, gold, and glory. Spices from Asia were worth more than gold, but the overland Silk Road made them incredibly expensive. European rulers dreamed of a direct sea route to the Indies to bypass middlemen and grow rich. The search for this route became the main motivation for exploration. Legends of golden cities and vast riches fueled the quest, even as explorers found real gold and silver in the Americas. The pursuit of wealth often had devastating consequences for native peoples. Glory was another powerful motivator. Successful voyages brought fame and power to both explorers and their sponsors. For kings and queens, new lands meant prestige and advantage over rivals. For captains, it was a chance to become legends. Economic greed, national pride, and personal ambition fueled the great voyages. This mix of motives launched ships into the unknown. Crossing the ocean without landmarks was a challenge. Sailors relied on the sun, the moon, and stars. The astrolabe helped measure latitude by aligning with the sun or North Star. The magnetic compass, essential for direction, worked even in storms or cloudy weather. By combining compass and astrolabe readings, captains could chart rough courses across vast distances. Accurate timekeeping was nearly impossible. Hourglasses were unreliable, making longitude a mystery. This often led to dangerous miscalculations and shipwrecks. Maps or portolan charts were hand-drawn, showing coastlines and hazards, part science, part imagination. Good charts were state secrets, giving nations a competitive edge. Blank spaces on maps were filled with sea monsters, reflecting the fear of the unknown. Despite limited tools, sailors managed incredible feats of navigation. Celestial navigation was both an art and a science, guiding explorers into uncharted waters. These skills made global exploration possible. Christopher Columbus believed he could reach Asia by sailing west, underestimating the size of the world. After years of seeking support, Spain's monarchs gave him 3 ships, the Niña, Pinta, and Santa Maria. In 1492, Columbus set sail into the unknown Atlantic. His crew, fearful and near mutiny, pressed on until they finally sighted land, an island in the Bahamas. Columbus thought he'd reached the Indies and called the locals Indians. In reality, he had discovered the Americas, unknown to Europeans. Columbus made 4 voyages, exploring the Caribbean and parts of Central and South America. He never found the riches of Asia, but his journeys changed history. The Columbian Exchange began, linking Europe and the Americas in a flow of plants, animals, and ideas. For Europe, it was the start of immense wealth. For native peoples, it was the beginning of catastrophe. Columbus died, never knowing the true scope of his discovery. Ferdinand Magellan set out in 1519 to find a western route to Asia, leading 5 ships and 270 men. His journey was plagued by distrust, poor ships, and unreliable maps. The fleet battled storms and mutiny as they searched for a passage through South America. After a year, they found the treacherous Strait of Magellan and entered the vast Pacific Ocean. Magellan underestimated its size. His crew endured months of starvation and scurvy. Many died. They ate sawdust and rats to survive. Reaching the Philippines, Magellan was killed in a local conflict. Under Elcano, the last ship, Victoria, completed the first circumnavigation of the globe. Only 18 men returned, but they had proven the Earth was round, and the Americas were separate from Asia. Their journey was a triumph of endurance and navigation. It remains one of history's greatest feats of exploration. The world was now truly connected by sea. Magellan's voyage changed our understanding of the planet forever. The voyages of discovery connected continents, launching the Columbian Exchange. Europeans brought horses, cattle, and crops like wheat and coffee to the Americas, transforming local life. In return, foods like tomatoes, potatoes, corn, and peanuts spread worldwide, revolutionizing diets. The potato alone fueled population growth in Europe. Ships also carried gold and silver from the Americas, making Spain a superpower. But this era also saw the rise of the transatlantic slave trade, bringing immense suffering. Diseases like smallpox devastated indigenous populations, wiping out up to 90% in some areas. The exchange of goods, people, and germs reshaped societies on every continent. The world became a single, interconnected system. This new global network brought both progress and tragedy. The effects of these connections are still felt today. The age of discovery changed life everywhere, forever. The age of discovery redrew the world map. Before the 1400s, European maps were incomplete, filled with mythical beasts and warnings. Explorers returned with logs, sketches, and measurements, helping cartographers piece together the globe. Each new voyage added detail: Africa's coast, the Americas, and the vast Pacific. Accurate maps became powerful state secrets, giving nations an edge in exploration and trade. The race to map the world was also a race for power. For the first time, people saw Earth as a single, connected sphere. This shattered old myths and inspired a more scientific worldview. The world was no longer unknowable. It could be measured and understood. The legacy of these new maps endures in how we see our planet today. The age of discovery forever changed humanity's sense of place. The age of discovery was an era of courage, curiosity, and transformation. New ships and navigation tools let sailors cross oceans once thought impassable. Driven by wealth, glory, and curiosity, explorers like Columbus and Magellan changed the world. Their journeys connected continents, sparked the Columbian Exchange, and set the stage for global trade. These voyages brought both immense progress and deep suffering. Today, our explorers look to the stars, continuing the quest to understand the unknown. The spirit of discovery lives on in every new horizon we chase. The story of exploration is never ending. There are always new mysteries to solve and new adventures ahead. The adventure continues. Join us for the next chapter.